The real world that you and I live in is analog in nature, while the electronic world that we have invented is digital. In this first episode, we are going to understand what the word analog and digital actually means, and then we are going to answer the big question as to why we have invented this digital world when the nature already runs in an analog world. Why not use analog computers? Why do we have digital computers? So this all be answered in this lecture. Stay tuned. Let's start with the real world. The real world is by nature analog. You see the waves in the ocean, they rise and fall in a continuous way. So that's what the analog means, continuous. For example, you want to walk from your house to the shopping mall, so you can be at the starting point your house and at the ending point the mall, or you can be anywhere in between these 2 points. There are infinite number of points on which you can be. You cannot teleport from your house into the mall instantly. You have to travel. So first you're far away, then you get a bit closer, then you get a bit closer, and ultimately you reach the point. This is analog. The infinite steps, the infinite points that you can be in between these 2 points is what defines analog. It is essentially continuous. On the other hand, the digital is the complete opposite of analog. It is not continuous. It is discrete. For example, take staircase. So if you are on the first step, you are on the first step, and you want to increase one more step, you take one step more and suddenly you are on the step 2. You cannot be in 1.5 steps, for example. You can either be in step 1 or step 2. There is no in between. So that's what we call discrete. So in the digital world, we only have 2 states, 1 and 0. The switch is either on or off. If we turn on the switch, the light will turn on. If we turn off the switch, the light will turn off. This is digital. Unlike the dimmer and the fan, which you can make the fan turn faster or slower based on the continuous values, that is analog, but the computers is all digital. Now, you must be wondering that if everything already works in analog, why use digital for the electronics? Right? So the ultimate reason we are using computers is to benefit the real world. So why not use the analog computers? Well, let's consider this example. It will help you understand a bit better. Let's suppose you have a picture of a forest. There are so many trees and fruits and anything. So you go to a shop or a photocopier shop and you ask the guy to photocopy this picture for you. He presses the button and out comes the copy. Then you give that copy again to that person and tell it to photocopy it again, and then again, and then again, and then again. Sooner you will notice that the quality is going down and down and down with each copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. You will start to see the image blurring. You will start to see the weird lines and dots that aren't part of the actual information, the actual picture. That's what happens to the analog signals. On the other hand, if you have to print a paper that only have written 1 or 0 on it, so no matter how much time you make a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of 1, it will still be distinguishable as 1 or as 0. Even if you crumble the paper, you recopy it a billionth time, even if the 1 get blurred, it will still be 1. Even if the 0 get blurred, it will still be recognizable as 0, distinct from the 1. That is the advantage of digital. It is practically immune to noise, while the analog is incredibly susceptible to the environmental noises. For example, the heat changes, the electromagnetic interference, the other cosmic background radiations, etc., etc., which can cause the blurriness in the analog signals. And once the noise comes in, the original data is lost forever. So, what we do in our analog system is we collapse the infinite possibilities into two predictable exactly states, 0 or 1. A digital switch is either on or off. So, how does it actually work? How does the computers use on and off switches to deliver the softwares and everything that we worked on these days? DLD is the exact subject in which this will all be studied in detail. Stay tuned for more lectures. Thank you. Let's embed it. Let's embed these concepts in our mind. Thank you.